Hey guys, week 9 of our Downshift Formula V series here, throwing up my lap of Charlotte RC Circuit here. The lap is a 1 minute 24.522, I believe, and the setup I used will be posted as well for you guys to use and tweak as you see fit. Um, I'm just gonna let the video play and then we can go through it, sector by sector. But for now, I'll just let it run here. Alright, so. Alright, so, real quick here, we'll go half speed, turn the volume down. Alright, so, start finish line, fairly straightforward. We're full throttle. Basically, right after this start finish line is when I hop on the brakes. I brake pretty aggressively and then trail pretty aggressively. And I kind of want to turn in late here. I try to make this corner fairly wide because if you end up tightening this up too much, you just have to wait for the car to rotate for longer. So keeping this fairly wide and just dragging these brakes here with a more aggressive brake bias kind of helps you to turn. As I'm saying this, I kind of realized that this was a bad turn one for me, so don't necessarily emulate this. I jump on the throttle way too early and push myself way too wide. But typically, you want to like come out with your left tires touching the yellow of the pit box here. You don't want to be way out this far wide. There's definitely time that I'm losing here. It's probably close to a tenth of time lost just by jumping on the throttle too early and then backing off the throttle like this. So really not a clean turn one for me, but yeah, we're just we want to keep the car nice and tight to this apex late. So right here, you kind of want to be on the white line and then accelerating out through that corner. Um, but anyway, on the next straightaway, we're gonna bring the car all the way back over to the right. Pretty straightforward. As we come here, I don't really have a good marker for turn two, but I'm just kind of gauging my speed by where I feel is safe. I know that's not a great indicator, but there's really not many good markers out here. Um, if you want, you can probably I don't even I'm looking around trying to see if there's a good indication, but I just do it on feel, unfortunately. So as we brake, we want to get our car slow enough so that we can go into some trail braking to help us rotate the car. And then I'm on the gas really early here and bringing the car right out to the wall. Carrying as much speed as I can, cutting off all this distance here as best I can. I get onto the grass a little bit, obviously don't do that. Up into fourth gear, we're going to take it nice and close to this apex, and then the car's going to bring out wide. I use this white line uh, as, well, I guess I brake early here. Just dragging the brakes ever so slightly to help rotate the car. Um, and you can see I get a little snap as I transition off that, and the car doesn't want to steer anymore. But bringing it nice into that apex, and then you can use all this on the outside here. So just like a very tiny dab of brakes on the entrance, you see like I just brushed it, like not even a full percent, but like just a little bit as we lift off, and keeping this nice and tight here. Don't want to go too far because we still need to make the left-hand corner, and then braking towards the apex, not using a ton of brakes anywhere really because we don't want to drop the back end. And then we're back on the gas after this double apex. So we're off the brakes as we reach this apex, and then we're back into the throttle about midway through this corner, and it's going to bring us right around the double left. And then right when we get the car straight, we want to get back on the brakes and hold this nice and tight into this right-hander here. Generally, like when we see that cone and we're on course, we can get back onto the throttle and let the car drift right out wide here. I found that you can go all the way out there if you want. I did both. Neither really was a massive benefit, but one thing you do probably not want to do is go this hard over this curb. It wasn't consistent for me. If I, stayed a little bit wider, and it was better. So this corner is probably one of the tricky ones. This last sector here is pretty tricky. So as I come over this crest here, I want to start braking. And as we're braking, just kind of guiding the car around this apex, and then back into the throttle, and just kind of keeping like middle of the track. And then we're braking again and staying a little bit wide, but then when we're slow enough, we want to cut it to that cone. When we get past that cone, we're back on the throttle, and it's flat out all the way to the end here. Um, Shift up into fourth, but this quick left right's no big deal. Just flat out, and we're on the front stretch again, up to the line. If you guys have any questions, I'll be around in Discord. And yeah.